Hey FirstCommunities, my name is Patrick, and today we're going to be talking all about Updater. Now, when thinking about Updater, for me, I think the best place to start is to think about the last time that you moved. When it comes to moving, the idea is that moving is nothing short of a headache, and primarily it is a headache for your residents. Now, when they're moving into your community, there are all of these tasks that they need to complete and accomplish before they can move in. And a lot of times these tasks amount to a really taxing, really stressful, really time-consuming experience, and it can take away from the excitement that they should feel when moving into your community. So you can see on your screen there are so many things they need to do, things like connecting utilities, securing insurance, getting their cable and internet set up. The list goes on and on and on. Now here at Updater, we work with property management teams like yourself, and I argue that moving is just as much of a headache for you guys on site as it is for the residents. So you can see some of the pain points here on the screen. We're going to dive into them in just a bit, but you guys are moving residents in and out of your community all year long, and you guys have your own challenges, if you will, when it comes to moving that Updater can really help out with. So needless to say, guys, moving is not fun for anyone involved. And here at Updater, we really believe that it doesn't have to be so bad. So we consider ourselves one tool to rule them all, if you will, when it comes to moving. And what we do here at Updater is we take all of those tasks that your residents need to accomplish, all of the information that you guys need to present to them leading up to their move-in, and we bundle that into one really nice digital, easy to use dashboard that your residents get to take advantage of for free prior to moving into or out of your community. Now, I also like to note here, guys, that Updater is the smartest and, of course, the safest way to complete these tasks online, so your residents' information is always secure within the platform. Now, we're going to be diving into the dashboard in just a bit, but this is a quick preview on your screen here of how that dashboard would appear on both mobile and desktop. So I want to hop back to those pain points for you guys on site around moving. The first of which is moving-related questions, right? How many of you guys find yourselves answering the same questions over and over again from your prospective residents, right? What's my move-in date again? Who's your cable and internet provider that you guys recommend? Things of that sort. Well, Updater is a great way to provide answers and solutions to those most important questions in one place online prior to move-in or move-out. Now, we also have an incredible customer experience team that really functions more as a concierge service that can help guide your residents through what they need to accomplish prior to move-in so that you guys don't have to. Now, in doing so, what we found is that Updater has the potential to save you and your team a ton of time. If there's one thing I know from working with property managers and the site teams, it's that you guys are busy. Each time a resident has a question or a request regarding their move, you guys have to stop your day and accommodate. So we've done some research ourselves. You can see the stats here on the screen based on our user base, but what this boils down to, guys, is that the more residents you get using Updater, the more time saved for you. We have the potential to save you guys about 12 hours of time per month on those tasks. 12 hours is a ton of time. So aside from being a great tool for your residents, this can be a great way to get some time back for you guys in the leasing office. Now, your community likely has move-in requirements, right? Things that residents need to do, like renter's insurance, setting up utilities in order for the release of their keys to go smoothly. So think about the last time you had a resident show up without one of those items, probably not the best start to your relationship with that resident, and truthfully not even your fault. So moving forward with Updater, all of those requirements are clearly communicated within Updater, along with the information that they need to easily complete those tasks, creating more prepared residents on move-in day. So what I mean by that, guys, is that within the resident dashboard for Updater, residents are going to be able to connect and transfer utilities. They're going to be able to obtain renter's insurance. They can access your resident portal. We even include prompts and messaging to let them know that these items are required, which makes for a seamless move-in day. Now, it's also worth noting here that this is likely already configured and customized for your community, but you do have access to a dashboard where you can make changes to these items, which we'll be covering in just a bit. Now, outside of those kind of moving specific pain points, there are other ways I think you guys measure success on site. And one of those is that Updater can be a great tool to promote revenue generating partnerships and amenities to your new residents. Now, within every updater dashboard, there's a step called the local guide. This is a completely customizable directory of any information, partners, amenities that you guys want to promote. So think of some examples for your community. This is not pre-filled into your dashboard for residents, but these are some ideas and ways our other partners have used the local guide. Maybe you have a community club room that you rent out, or a local partnership with businesses that offer discounts to your residents. This is a great place to promote those items and really make your residents feel at home even before day one. Now, all of this is great, but at our core, what we really care about here at Updater is ensuring resident satisfaction from even before day one, right? We are now the first amenity that residents get to take advantage of at your community, which allows you to make a really stellar first impression. We know that happy residents leads to strong relationships, better online reviews, ultimately more leases in the door. And offering Updater allows you to give a helping hand during what would typically be a really stressful time without actually having to do much. So what this boils down to, guys, is that there's actually an 87% greater likelihood of lease renewal if move-in goes well. That's a huge number. So Updater is going to ensure that your residents have a stress-free moving experience, a seamless move-in day, and it's going to help set the stage for that long-lasting relationship with your residents. So I'm sure you guys are wondering how this all works. The best part about Updater is that there is nothing that you guys on site need to do to make Updater invites go out. So here at Updater, we are fully integrated with Yardi. We pull your residents' information in real time as you're leasing, and then based on a few specific triggers, we automatically send email invitations to your residents at the prime time prior to their move for them to access and use Updater. Now, a little more about that integration with Yardi. We do require that your resident's first and last name, email address, move to and or from addresses, and move date are in Yardi. And once that resident hits a status of approved, current, future, or notice, they're going to be automatically invited to Updater about 35 days prior to their move-in or move-out date. So in summary here, guys, you keep Yardi up to date with business as usual. Those invites are going to go out automatically from Updater to your residents. From that email, they're going to be able to claim their account, and then that's going to take them right to their Updater dashboard. All right, so what you see here is an example of an Updater resident dashboard. This is a demo site, so 1140 Apartments is a fictional building based off of our headquarters here in New York. And what you'll notice first is that this dashboard is completely custom to your resident's move based on that information that we get from Yardi. So right at the top of the dashboard, we populate your resident's move date, how far away that move date is, the zip codes they're moving from and to, and then of course as they go through Updater and complete these moving related tasks, the percentage of those tasks they've completed to keep them on target for move-in day. Now, first up within Updater, something that everyone needs to do when they're moving is forward their mail with the post office. And what's really great here is that the official USPS form actually lives right within Updater, and we pre-fill it with your residents' information from Yardi. So all they have to do here is scroll through and spot check that information, indicate some items down here, click submit, and we actually go ahead and submit that form on behalf of your residents to the post office. Now, what's really great is that your resident doesn't have to go to the post office, and they don't have to pay that $10, $1.50 fee that they would through the USPS website. This is completely free with your residents, for your residents rather, within Updater. Now, what a lot of people don't realize when they forward their mail with the post office is that they are simply redirecting the mail from point A to point B. So what's really great here, and this is one of my favorite Updater features, we actually can act on behalf of your residents to update the businesses that they care about. So right within Updater, they can update magazines, newspapers, and catalogs, loyalty programs, schools and alumni associations, even political organizations and nonprofits. So we act as authorized agents on behalf of about 15,000 different businesses, and we make it super easy for your residents to take care of updating their addresses with these businesses. So clicking in here, let's say your resident loves celebrity gossip, maybe they want to make sure they get their People magazine at their new home. They can click and add that in, click submit, and we go ahead and update that account for your resident. So they tend to really appreciate this. it saves them a ton of time. If you can imagine having to update, let's say 10 to 15 businesses, contacting them individually, it's not the best experience. So residents tend, again, to really appreciate this feature. So next up, really important for you guys on site is insurance, specifically renter's insurance. But when your resident moves, there could be any number of insurance requirements that they need to meet. And the problem is that most residents don't know how their insurance needs are going to change when they move. So our Secure Your Insurance step has one main purpose, and that's to provide a way for your residents to take care of all of their personal lines of coverage, from renter's insurance to auto to motorcycle and more, all within Updater. So before landing on this page, your resident would simply answer a few questions about their insurance needs, what lines of coverage, a few questions about those lines of coverage, and then they'll land on this page that displays relevant insurance options specific to their needs. So most importantly, notice that your community's renter's insurance provider is going to be prominently displayed to your residents here on the left-hand side. We'll also include any required banners on the dashboard to drive urgency and let them know that that is required for move-in. As I scroll down, you'll notice that we include your renter's insurance requirements for your community, whether that's the amount and liability coverage, who needs to be named on the policy, and of course a reminder to bring that in on move-in day or before move-in day. Now, on average, residents secure their renter's insurance about 8 days before their move, so this is typically a time that you don't have much influence over the decision, but by featuring your provider here in Updater, we drive residents right to your preferred provider at the exact time that they need to make these important insurance decisions, and then they can click through for a quick and easy online setup. Now, you will notice that in the case that a resident does decide to choose auto insurance, we've partnered with SelectQuote. They can go ahead and use that service to get that one set up for them as well. They'll simply click this button, get in touch with SelectQuote, and they'll be able to talk them through the options for their other lines of insurance that they need. Next up, and super important to your residents, of course, is getting their stuff, their personal belongings, to their new home. This is one of our newest features, and this is where Updater gets really impressive. I know the last time that I moved, I found it incredibly overwhelming to sort through online reviews, find a company that I really trusted to bring my belongings to my new home. So with our new Reserve Your Moving Company feature, residents can easily compare instant quotes from reputable, Updater certified moving companies, and they can even go on to reserve that mover in just a few clicks. So here we're looking at the home inventory screen. Before landing here, the resident would give us a little bit of information about their move, things like the sizes of their old to new home, accessibility for movers, and of course confirming their addresses. Now once we have this information, residents can actually create a completely custom inventory right within Updater of their belongings. So you can see here that we pre-populate common household items that help give your resident a head start. They can also use the search functionality or indicate the rooms that they want to search through and tailor this custom inventory here on the left. Now, once that custom inventory list is created, we can actually now provide real-time accurate quotes for moving companies that are available in their area on the day of their move. So let's go ahead and click View Quotes. So now it's time to compare and reserve. This is super, super awesome. The same way that Kayak would help people compare flight prices, Updater now gives residents a full view of the market with real-time quotes for their specific move. So you'll notice on the screen that we do give residents all of the tools they need to make an informed and safe decision when booking a mover. So first up, residents can toggle this calendar view using these arrows to see if there are any price differences within the week around their move. And we even provide a value score to each of those quotes that allows your resident to really buy with confidence and save money along the way. So this value score is given based on the quality of the moving company, price shown, things like historical price trends. So residents can even choose to sort this view by value score as well. Now, what if your resident wants to learn more about the moving company itself? We've got that covered as well. So you'll notice that each moving company does have a quality rating based off of a number of different factors, their years in business, reviews, fleet size. And for residents who want to learn more, they can simply click the logo of the moving company here on the left, and they get to view a full profile with actual customer reviews and more information about that moving company. Now, once they are ready to move forward and reserve, they can simply click Reserve. And to officially reserve their move, they'll be taken to the next page where they input their contact information, and within 48 hours, their selected moving company will be in touch to confirm and finalize the details for their move. So once that is taken care of, guys, cable and internet setup is really, really important for your residents. But if you've moved recently, you probably know that the shopping experience is a huge headache. And the last time I moved, again, this was recently, I remember being pushed through a phone tree, placed on hold, disconnected, even before I was able to accomplish anything. So with this new feature, we've completely reimagined the purchasing experience for your residents, and we make it really easy to purchase and schedule installation for services in their new home. Now, the best part about this is that we do so while driving traffic to your community's recommended vendor. So when clicking into this step, residents automatically receive two options. They can browse packages with your recommended vendor, or they can browse all available providers at their new home. So through extensive testing, we found that when residents have a full view of the market, they're actually over 75% more likely to choose a recommended vendor. So we do give them both options here. Now, either of these options, we're going to go with browse all packages so you can see what that experience looks like. Your residents will simply need to tell us a little bit more about their preferences for internet speed, programming content, things of that sort. And then with just a few clicks, similar to that moving company step, we're now able to present relevant and available packages that are custom to your residents' preferences. So we make it easier than ever to compare these packages, again, through assigned updater value scores. And you'll notice that your preferred vendor is always at the top of this list with a green recommended banner. So they can see and sort those offers first, but of course scroll down and see what else is available in their building. So here your resident can choose one or more packages that they're interested in. They can simply go on to schedule an installation. They will need to call one of our updater experts for that. And that's all that the resident needs to do here. So it's super simple, a really great digital shopping experience for cable and internet. Also really important for move-in day, of course, is utilities, gas, electric, and water. So within this step, this will be completely customized to your community. We will present out of electric, gas, and water what residents are required to set up for move-in day, along with the providers that are available at your community. We will show you in just a bit exactly how you can customize this step. It is likely already customized for you, but it's always a good idea to spot check to make sure that this information is correct. The great thing about this feature is that there's no confusion, right? They don't have to call and email you, ask what utilities need to be set up, who the providers are. It's all here in Updater. We make it really easy for them to contact those providers and get these things set up prior to move-in day. Next up, your local guide. So this is a great feature. It is a completely customizable directory of any information, partners, things that you want to present to residents prior to move-in day. So we spoke about this earlier. You're able to log into your dashboard, which we'll take a look at in just a bit, customize this step completely. Some people choose to layer in their renter's insurance provider again. Maybe you have a resident handbook that you want to layer into Updater. We've also seen some of our partners use this as a reminder for some move-in items like registering your pet, or maybe you have a perks program that you want to promote to new residents. Again, the idea is to promote any partnerships that may generate some revenue for you guys, but also include neighborhood items and things about your community that will make residents feel at home. Now we are moving down to the recommended for you section. First up, unlock exclusive offers. I like to consider this a housewarming gift section, if you will. And when we click in here, we offer completely custom exclusive deals from Updater partners that your residents can claim. Now, what populates in this step will be completely based on your residents' move. Obviously, if they're renting, certain offers will apply. Some of these offers may be only available in certain markets. We want to make sure the offers we give to your resident are contextual and relevant to them. And as you scroll down, you'll see some other popular moving deals that they can claim, things like Penske, SML, Zipcar, and used cardboard boxes as well. So when your resident's moving, we obviously want to give them an opportunity to let their friends and family know that they've moved. So within our send moving announcements step, they can choose an image, they can write a message to their friends and family, and then they are actually able to send a digital e-card to their friends and family to let them know that they've moved. So they can customize these pieces here, but what they won't be able to change is a special thanks to your community. This is obviously fun for your residents, but it can really act as an implied referral for you guys on site. Imagine this going out to thousands of Facebook friends or Twitter followers, being sent around on email. That's a ton of people seeing your logo and having someone's excitement to move associated with your community. Now, lastly, within Updater, we make it really easy for your prospective residents or now current residents to access their resident portal. So once they've logged into Updater, they will have access to it even after their move. They can log back in here, go to their resident portal to take care of whatever items need to be taken care of prior to or after move-in day right from Updater. So again, the idea here is that your residents go through this dashboard, they complete their moving related tasks as this percentage continues to rise, and they show up on move-in day more prepared than ever. You've offered them a tool that has streamlined their move, that has saved them money, and you've really set the stage again for that long-lasting relationship with your residents. So that is the Updater dashboard. And now I think we are going to take a look at the dashboard that you have access to as a manager, where you can monitor usage and customize Updater yourself. All right, guys, so this is an example of an Updater Manager dashboard. As a reminder, to access this dashboard, you would have received an email invitation when Updater launched at your community for you to claim and set up this account. So if you do have questions or need help accessing your account, feel free to email success@updater.com and someone on our team will be able to help you out. But once you're logged into this dashboard, a few really important things. On the main dashboard screen, this is where you can monitor usage of Updater at your community or communities over the last 90 days. So we let you know how many residents have been invited, opened, accepted, and used Updater. And then below we give you those invite rates and some fun facts about feature usage and time saved. So this is where you can keep a pulse on how residents are converting. You can see if it's going up or down, and then maybe speak to your team about different ways to get more residents using Updater. Now, next and really important, under the Properties tab, this is where you can indicate any customizations for your community. When you click into your community, you'll notice that you can view and edit basic property information, things like the name, the address, the unit count. This should all be already in there for you. You can scroll down and layer in your website and social media links. And then down here, property specifications and additional options. So under property specifications, you can indicate whether you allow satellite installation at your community, and you can also layer in your resident portal. So updating those links here will automatically cause those items to populate on the resident dashboard that we just took a look at. And then down below, service recommendations. If you remember that Connect TV and Internet step we just looked at, this is where you can link a feature provider for your community. So you can click Get Started. You can click Link a Feature Provider. You can search for and link that feature provider. We give you a little preview of what residents will see, and then that's automatically updated on your residents dashboard as well. Next up, our Connect Utilities step. Again, I mentioned that you'll be able to customize this. So right here within your dashboard, you could indicate yes or no for each of these. Scroll down and spot check the providers that will show. You can uncheck any that may not be available at your community, and you can also add providers if you don't see the one that is applicable for your residents. Just make sure to click Save, and again, that's going to be automatically updated as well. Now, that local guide step I've mentioned a couple of times, you can access under the Properties tab for your community or from this top third tab on the main dashboard. And here is where you can layer in, again, any partnerships, amenities, information that are relevant to your prospective residents. It's super easy. You click this blue Add New Provider button. We show you how each of these sections down below will populate for residents. Simply fill out this form, click Save and Close or Save and Add New if you have another provider or item to add. And again, that's automatically added to your local guide for residents. Now, lastly, and most importantly, through this dashboard, clicking your name and clicking Resource Center is going to take you to all of the materials, resources that you need to become an Updater expert and that you need to promote Updater on site. So my philosophy on this tool is that while it works on its own because of our integration with Yardi, we always want to make sure residents are hearing about Updater from you guys first on site. We want them to know that Updater is one of your amenities. It's an extension of your brand in your community and something they should feel confident using to take care of their moving related tasks. So within this dashboard, or within this resource center rather, there are a couple of different items. We have Updater Basics, which are really useful for any new team members or employees. And then as I scroll down, you'll notice that there are surefire ways to boost engagement. So these are resident-facing materials and recommendations, things like welcome letter text, one-sheets for residents, videos to include in your prospect follow-ups that let residents know what Updater is and why they should use it when they're moving in. So there's a ton of materials here. Be sure to take advantage of it and continue promoting Updater to your prospective residents. So that covers today's Updater training. I do thank you guys for spending the time to learn more about Updater. A few quick reminders from you. You do have a couple of us available to you. My name's Patrick. Again, I work with the corporate team, regionals, marketing directors. I'm a resource for you folks, so you can always reach me at pq@updater.com. Michael, who you see in the middle here, is your engagement success manager. So he's a resource for you folks on site, managers, leasing teams, etc. If you forget about either of us, you can always email success@updater.com. Super easy to remember. There's a full team of us here to support you guys and make sure you succeed with the tool. So again, thanks for taking the time to learn about Updater, and take care.